out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow.
Hey everybody, how you guys doing again? Welcome back. You're watching Vegas D-Tech. And today, guys, this is just going to be a little funny little clip today. It don't really even have anything much to do with metal detecting. But I came home from work and I turned on, YouTube, checking out what's going on right there. I was actually watching one of Paystreak's videos where he was discussing what is he choosing? What is his best detector right now between Deus 2 and Legend? I was like, this is great. But then from the corner of my eye, I had one of those videos that they're relating to you. Just like, by the way, this is also going on. And there was this clip that I got here. Will Smith gets up at the Oscars and slaps Chris Rock right across his face on stage for making a joke about his wife. This is absolutely unbelievable. I know it has nothing to do with metal detecting, but man, this is like unprecedented, unbelievable that this can actually happen, in 2022 amongst professionals. And this is just absolutely absurd. And I just wanted you guys to take a look and see what it is that I'm watching here. And you guys tell me what you think. Yeah, man. So I don't know what you guys think about that, man. But to me, I thought that was completely ridiculous and uncalled for. Look, man, had it been any one of us, you and me, just average Joe at the Oscars for whatever reason, let me tell you, man, like immediately we would have been like, sir, you're going to have to come with me for that. And we would have just been in a police car with a charge of an assault, because that was clearly an assault, man. You know what I mean? Man, look, I don't know, man. I'm 52 years old. I mean, the average age of people that come to this website right now, I believe it's between 45 and say 65. So you may know who Will Smith is. You may not even care. But growing up, I used to like Will Smith because he used to be the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? Back in the 80s and early 90s, and he was, I liked him because he was kind of like that teenager that, kind of rebellious, trying to cope with like rich parents. And he's like, the hip hop kid that's in school. And I could relate to that because I kind of grew up in that era. But then over the years, man, I kept on seeing Will Smith just act ridiculous and more ridiculous, and the first time that I ever saw him do something ridiculous, he actually slapped somebody on his way to the red carpet. Somebody came over to him and shook his hand and gave him a hug. And then I guess the guy, gave him a kiss on the cheek or something like that. And Will, being all, phobic, he pushes him off, dude, and and smacks him in the face. And I was like, dang, that was like for real. Again, this guy smacks somebody. He's very, on film and in his interviews, he's like, he plays this really emotional guy and sensitive. But it seems to me that Will Smith has a very violent side to him like that, and to not even care where he's at the Oscars. This is a worldwide stage that the world is watching. The most talented, the well-off people that are making an influence in film industry, in the film and movie business, they're there. And he has the privilege of being there with his wife, to be inducted and so forth. Look, I understand that, his wife, Jada Smith, she has a problem with her hair, and it's called alopecia. I wasn't even aware of this, until it came about, and I discovered it. But she has this condition with her hair, alopecia, where, she has a disease that her hair loss, she's losing her hair. Okay. And be that as it may, Chris Rock is a comedian. His whole task, when he comes up onto the stage, is to make jokes, about nominees, this and that and the other. And, he just was making a joke, and he made a reference to her and G.I. Jane. And if you guys don't know anything about who G.I. Jane is, she played a military individual, Demi Moore, where she had to shave her head off to go be in the military. Okay. Now, I didn't honestly believe that this was a distasteful joke in any way, and look, and even if I did have a problem, if I was like a big actor and my wife, because like in the beginning of that joke, Will Smith actually laughed at it. So he found the humor in it. But then he looked at his wife and he seen the scowl, and instantly that manhood had to step up where he had to go defend his wife's honor. So being the bad ass that I guess he had to be, he has to walk up there in his suit in front of everybody else who's wearing the most expensive gowns and suits amongst all the dignitaries. And he's going to get up there and just smack Chris Rock across the face on a stage like that. My God, man, I don't know what this world is coming to anymore, but from this point on, man, I don't even want anything to do with Will Smith. You know what I mean? I mean, my wife, she likes his shows. She doesn't understand anything about this type of stuff. You know, like, she doesn't get it whenever I get offended over stuff because, you know, I grew up in America. My wife, being like, you know, first generation Filipino, she doesn't understand what's going on, but I do. And I'm like, that is really absolutely uncalled for. And she'll continue to watch his movies, just whatever. But there's some dysfunctional stuff going on in that household. Emotionally, he needs to go seek counseling or something like that. Because like I said, had it been just anybody like you and me, to just walk up on stage like that and assault, that would be considered an assault. You know, it was not a joke. It was for real. But I have to give my hands up to Chris Rock for, you know, taking it on a chin like that and continuing to carry on with his speech and, you know, finish off, you know, his presentation. Because, I mean, I tell you, man, you know, growing up here in Las Vegas, man, I've spent a lot of time on the streets and I've been involved in many of fights. And I know when a guy walks up to you like that, there's a certain way that a person walks up to you, and you got to be ready for anything. And I'll just tell you this, guys, if you see somebody walk up to you and, you know, they got their head down, not looking up to you like that, and the way they're walking, this is a general good sign that something bad is about to happen to you, especially when a guy's acting like he's not doing nothing, he's just walking up to you like that. That's the best time to be ready, you know, for what's coming. And you better kind of figure out the way this guy's walking, which hand is he right with? You know what I mean? Because that's the hand that's coming for you. But even, you know, being a funny guy and a comedian, I don't know, man. I mean, if Will Smith were to smack me like that on stage, it would be on. It would definitely be on, man. I mean, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't be no back and forth, this and that. It would be down on the ground, and it would be whatever it was. It would be dirty. You know what I mean? Because just, you know, getting smacked like that, I mean, I would rather be punched. You know, at least a man deserves to get a punch, but to just be smacked on a world stage like that, and just have him stroll off, you know, button up his suit and just walk away. No. This would have made world headline news, because it would have been a two-way situation there. First of all, I wouldn't have just taken it straight in the face like that, because I know he's coming to do something funny. Whether I thought he was going to come and just play with me or whatever, my guard would have been up. My guard would have definitely been up, just in case he would have tried to do something. But once I knew the guy came into me with power, he was really trying to hit me like that, it would have definitely been on. Guarantee you that. But anyways, guys, man, I'm going to end it all with that right now. Like I said, I had initially came on here to do a review of the video that I just seen with Paystreak, taking a look at the two detectors that he's been really diligently testing right now between the Deus 2 and the Legend. And, you know, I got to tell you, man, I really thought when Jeremy was talking about the two detectors that he was really going to just go straight off and overboard with the Deus 2, but he praised the Deus 2 for everything that it can do, and then he has the shortcomings where he says that there are some shortcomings and struggles, and he actually references between the Legend and the Deus 2. For him, he really still goes back around, and he goes back to the Deus 1, and he gives that Deus 1 much praise. He says the Legend is great in certain areas, and other areas it's got struggles that it's going to need updates to get it where it needs to be. And he says that the Legend has holes in its game. The Deus 2 has some holes in its game. They're all basically very good detectors, but for him, his Deus 1 is the most equipped because it has the most options, the coil options for all-around conditions. And that man loves tot lots, and he has the perfect coil for tot lots. So it looks like there are some situations with the Legend right now where there's just not enough coil options. The 11-inch and the 6-inch ain't enough to cover it all. We need that elliptical. And I've been telling people all the time, I'm a big fan of the 9x5 elliptical. It's like, if I'm looking at a new detector and there is no 9x5 option, I just don't even really care for it. And that's probably why I don't use my Equinox that much. Yes, the EMI is not very good in it, and he compares the Equinox with the Legend. Both in multi-frequency, they struggle, and he says that he prefers to use 15 kilohertz. And I tell you, that's all I ever operate. Even when I do use my Equinox, I'm down in the 15 kilohertz. I don't even hardly ever use multi. Sometimes it's good, but a lot of times it's just too noisy. And if I drop it down into a single kilohertz frequency, it starts to stabilize, and I can actually use it and get through the day. But yeah, I was really surprised that he says that for now he's probably going to be hanging them up and giving his retro detectors more of an opportunity to come out and use them for a while, which I got to commend it, somebody that does that. You know, we are always every day on this channel talking about, you know, the new stuff that's coming out. You know, Deus, Equinox, Deus 2, Legend, Deus, Equinox. What's new? What's new? What's new? Dude, why is it always got to be about what's new? What's new is good. But as a detector channel, man, what about the stuff that we have that isn't the new cutting edge stuff? Is it still relevant? Is the technology that's in those detectors, are they relevant? When I look at the sticks that I have sitting on my wall, I take any of them in the blind, because I don't have hot conditions that are different from park to park to park. For the most part, at any park I go to, the conditions here at my parks are the same. I only have certain parks that have more EMI challenges, right? And in a situation like that, I might bring 2 sticks with me. If I'm thinking about going to that park, like hopping parks, yeah, I might bring a backup detector with me just in case one of my detectors can't handle the EMI. Then I'll just go back up to my car, which I hate doing that, man, because I hate walking way out in the middle of a park just to turn around and struggle with a detector and have to turn around and pack it all in and walk all the way back to my car, throw it in there and grab the other detector and come all the way back out. But yeah, it's a reality. But all the detectors I have right, man, they're not outdated. None of them are outdated. They all have the cutting edge electronics inside of it right now. They got good VDI, good tone, good user interfaces. They're ergonomic, they're light, you know, and I've got good coil options with them that I will use any one of the detectors that I have right now. And at any point that I thought that these detectors weren't going to be used, I would just get rid of them. There ain't no need for me to keep, you know, a whole bunch of detectors that are just going to sit there and not do nothing. I would rather just sell all the detectors that I'm not using and get a good chunk of change back and buy something that's more relevant, cutting edge, that I would actually use on a daily. You know, but that's just me. But what say you guys? Do you guys have a whole bunch of detectors that you guys are thinking about getting rid of? Or are you guys tired of all the new stuff right now and it's kind of a breath of fresh air for you to go back and say, I'm going to put these things away for a little bit right here. I'm a little bit overwhelmed with all this new stuff, and I'm going to take a break and just step back and use one of my, you know, retro detectors. Yeah, I'd like to hear your thoughts, man. So, you know, comment down below. Let me know what it is that you guys feel. And guys, I'm gonna close this thing up. Weird day, tell you, man. Can't even believe it, man. Will Smith slaps Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars. You guys have a great day. See ya.